We're here to show you a back garden that we remodeled. Remodeling was necessary because the owner is an avid swimmer and wanted to be able to swim regularly at her own house. And she had a backyard that really they didn't use a lot. It was just a big lawn with plants, a lot of old kind of falling apart adobe. You can see we're in front of a very elegant house that has a lot of the construction out of adobe. We remodeled the front yard about 5 or 6 years ago. And so the challenge here was to remodel the backyard and put in a good-sized pool appropriate for swimming laps, which seemed almost impossible in this size yard, but once we got everything out, it was possible to fit more in there than we expected. And as you'll see, we were able to put a large new deck around an existing tree and then doing a lot of new brick paving and doing it in a style that fits with the elegance of the house. I'm John Valentino from John and Bob's, and this is Chip Valentino. We're here in the front garden, ready to take you into the back garden and show you the completed project. Let's see, you want to walk, Chip? Oh yeah, you can walk. Chip, look at it. It's beautiful. We see a beautiful swath of green grass that's useful for a small amount of play, this nice new lap pool, and planting that we tried to maintain as much as possible and then just fill in with plants that are similar to what had to be removed. So still a very useful garden with this nice new deck that respects the roots of the cork oak. The deck wasn't requested, but it was an obvious way of preserving the roots of the cork oak. By putting the deck in with a couple of steps up to it, we were able to not disturb many of the existing roots, and you really wouldn't suspect that's the main reason for the steps up, because it looks like an important part of the design. The rocks are an attempt just to make the whole thing look like it's kind of all nestled together and cover some of the roots of the cork oak, and also cover the fact that there's a cavity there and we don't want people to be looking under the deck. We built the deck out of Trex, which is a popular material because even though it's not inexpensive, it's not any more expensive than wood. It's a recycled product and it lasts a long time. So it's more durability and lasts longer due to elements than, say, a wood deck. And for that reason, it's gained a lot of popularity. Chip and I are standing on this new red brick paving, which we don't want to stain, and it could stain very easily, but we wanted to add pots. One of the problems with pots is when you water them in order for the plants to do well, they drain, and that drain is usually full of discolored waste water, and it really stains any kind of paving and would quickly stain something like this new red brick. In order to not have staining of the pavement and have easy watering, these 3 pots, which are ordered from Architectural Pottery and have 3 standard little ollie patio trees in them, we have a large pipe that runs underneath this new red brick paving, and then we mounted the pot and centered the hole on that drainage pipe. And then we used something like a plumber's putty that you would use to install a toilet, where you seal around the outside of where the pot is installed and that water can't escape. Instead, it goes into the drainage. And then up the middle of that drainage pipe, some drip tubing, which we didn't really use drip tubing, we used more of a PVC flexible material, and the water comes straight up. So we've got automatic irrigation in each pot and automatic drainage and automatic sealing of the pot so that the effluent water doesn't stain the paving. Altogether, we used 4 pots, the 3 we bought, and then 1 was an existing pot, and we did the same thing on that. And now it's all automated in a way that makes growing plants in containers and pots very simple. The owners have grandkids, so a little bit of lawn made sense right near the pool. It's an area of recreation, and also they have a dog, so a small area of lawn that's easy to maintain. As you can see, very simple lines make it easy to mow and edge, and a nice contrast with the water and the red brick. Just a simple rectangle of lawn. It's a type of tall fescue called Bolero Plus. The grade was changed a little, so after the pool was built, this area with new lawn was a little low, so we brought in a little bit of topsoil, and then we completely revitalized the existing soil and the topsoil with our own blend, which is a combination of optimized, nourished biosol, and maximized. This is the equivalent of good quality compost. It's a shortcut where we just use concentrated ingredients that we've gotten from compost, and we use them to make our concentrated products. We use that as the only soil amendment except for the penetrate liquid biotiller that we sprayed over the top. Installing sod is actually, I think, much easier than anyone would think. Easier from a technical standpoint, not easier physically. That really is what it amounts to, is it's just kind of difficult physical work. The result is fantastic. We have a little bit of browning at the edges, which is common when we lay it on hot days, and you're trying to just water where the lawn is, so those edges sometimes get a little less water than everything else. Those should fill in once everything roots. This was installed on a 90-degree day. With that as a consideration, it's done very well. We have another video that teaches you all about sod. Check out our video on new sod care. Our new red brick paving replaced adobe paving, which was probably in over 50 years, and it was breaking apart. It's difficult to get good quality adobe now, so we replaced it all with Mudox red brick. And when we took out the existing adobe pavers, we saved everything that was good, and you can see we made a circulation through the garden here with 12 by 12 adobe pavers. You hear of some people doing brick on sand, which might be appropriate with used brick, but with new brick, the most appropriate subsurface is concrete, poured concrete, and that comes out a very architectural, level, clean type of finished surface, and that's what was done with this new red brick. And so a slab of concrete was poured first. Over the concrete base was a sealer material that allows sealing so that you don't get efflorescence. Sometimes on brick paving you'll see that white come into it, and that's efflorescence. Also, the sealing helps with the durability and helps with keeping the grout in between the bricks solid and full of integrity and non-cracking. So that sealant is an important part of the process, done right over the slab of concrete and then the brick laid on top of the slab. So high on our priority list in this garden was to maintain all the trees possible and maintain the wind chimes. And it's a nice accent to our video here. I hope you're enjoying it. So we have several Japanese maples that were retained, and an olive, a box elder, a citrus, a big cork oak, and all of them are important parts of the new garden. Then all we had to plant was understory plants, and kind of borrowing from the things that were already here. Where we got a lot of sun, we used some dwarf yellow lantana, and then we used quite a few oak leaf hydrangeas and some various ferns, some liriope, which some common name is blue lily turf. Because of all the existing trees, you get a lot of shade, and some places get a lot of sun, so we're trying to pick things that will grow in a variety of exposures. Well, everything we did is because of the pool. So, because the pool was the #1 goal. That was the only reason to remodel the garden. So it's probably not the greatest yard for a pool because of all these trees and leaves, but that's why she put a cover on. One of the things that the owner did that was very smart is they put an automatic cover on it, so that will help with leaf drop. It also helps dramatically with safety of the pool and limits the amount of fencing you have to have. It's really a very neat pool cover that covers quickly and uncovers quickly, and when it's uncovered you see the beauty of the pool.
I feel like we should throw Chip in the pool to demonstrate.
Chip doesn't like water. Chip, for a long time, even if I tried to walk near a pool, he wouldn't go. Now he's trusting me a little more. Are you planning on new garden or yard renovations yourself? If so, let us know in the comments what you're planning to do, and if there's any obstacles to that, maybe we can help you. If you're looking for more inspiration, check out our other video where we did a front garden renovation, and we have a step-by-step reveal of it that might help you be creative in applying some of these concepts to your own needs.